All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Giuseppe Schiano. My technical project video is going to be based on UberEats, the delivery service. Um, to start out, my fast facts will be shown as I talk about the company for a little bit. So this is a resource and technology that helps people get food delivered on demand. And you don't even have to speak a word with a merchant or food delivery driver. That's amazing on these times. During the pandemic, I believe that there was a huge spike on food delivery service, whether it was groceries or just as like a restaurant or fast food delivery service. But uh, that service provided to you is Uber Eats. There is other means of getting food delivered to your house, but for time's sake, I just focused on Uber Eats and what they offer. Um, so now Uber Eats as a platform, they allow merchants and drivers to make money by having the customers have convenience, whether the customer really wants food that's either far away or they just want to stay home, especially right now to feel safe. But for the restaurant, um, they can allow a larger yield for making a profit. Also, having a company that knows what they're doing helps delivery become seamless. So, not hiring delivery drivers, you don't have to do all those background checks. Uber Eats and just sets up everything in the restaurant, and then they set up their service and they deliver drivers to you to then pick up and then deliver to the customers. So, by having a platform on the move is a great way to then again spread that uh, larger profit for your restaurant. So Uber Eats, they can, mattering on where they are in the city or maybe more rural areas, um, probably more around the uh, urban areas. You have different delivery services. You can either deliver by bike, scooter, or a car. Um, this app I've researched and saw that it's more transparent, especially for tracking for the customers. They can see when the restaurant is preparing their food to when the delivery driver picks up the food. And there are also features that can help you become more communicative with the driver if you notice that if you placed an order and it was a little bit more difficult to get to you, you can put notes. I know now they have a feature where you can just drop pins and the delivery driver can go straight to those pins even though the GPS is taking them somewhere else. The GPS is not very accurate whenever you type in an address. It's not exactly where you're located, especially if you're living in an apartment or like a complex. Um, to move on, Uber Eats marketing. To keep it simple, restaurants, they pay a commission to start up the service. Uh, yeah, they set up everything, they get a tablet, and they have a monthly fee that they have to pay to Uber Eats, but then again, they get more business. Then the customer pays a small delivery charge and at times cancellation fee. Sometimes the customer cancels, but small majorities of the time they don't, but sometimes you have to take that hit. Then drivers earn through making reliable deliveries on time. So the app allows a rating system with the restaurant and the customer to rate the driver so that there's a more reliable service, so that food can get there on time and that are still hot and still edible. Now, I also added a few pictures here. Myself have done some Uber Eats deliveries on the side. I just wanted to show just one I did recently. Uh, it was a trip to KFC. It wasn't too far. It says there that I earned $6.81, and the duration of how long it took from going to the restaurant to delivering it took 17 minutes and 44 seconds. Um, and then the total distance was 3.6 miles. Um, and they get very detailed. I've used the other apps like DoorDash and Postmates. I believe Uber Eats is more transparent in how much is being charged and what is happening at all times, and is very comforting to the driver and for the customer. Um, to go on, they tell you when the time is requested, what time you should be there, and then the date that it was set on, so you can track it a little bit. If you're doing your taxes, you can easily just track it on what date. Um, Uber Eats has like a little point system. I don't have to get right into that, but there's a point system where you can like get benefits. So those are what those points are. And then um, the customer, which is really nice, can add a tip. Just like if they're at a restaurant, they tip a waitress, they can also tip their delivery driver, and that's what's included there. Um, then they tell you what is paid directly to you. So there's a base fare that was $3.07, and then there was a promotion. I delivered right around lunchtime, so there's a 1.1 times boost there. So it was an added 31 cents to it, plus that $33.43 tip. So my earnings for that total was $6.81. Then they show you exactly what the customer pays, and throughout everything, they show you even how much is paid to Uber itself. All right, to get a little bit more deep into Uber Eats, here are some logistics that I can show you. Through Uber engineering website, I looked into how Uber calculates delivery times with trip inferences and machine learning. The company faces a more complex trip model when dealing with delivering food. Instead of their beginning ride hailing business that they started, for there are more connecting parts. The restaurants receive the ordered one, two, the restaurant makes the food, if they're not busy and not delaying the orders for in-person customers. That's a little hiccup that happens from time to time. Um, three, then the service dispatches the driver, and if the driver comes in on time, they will deliver the food straight to the customer. All right, and then from the research, engineers found out that through driver's motion sensor, uh, they use that technology instead of GPS data. GPS is very noisy when it comes to our cell phones, so they've come along that to be more accurate. It can tell when the driver is on the road, walking, or stuck waiting. So, like I said, with the different moving parts, Uber asks the questions on one, which restaurants have the longest parking times and why? Two, how long does it take for the delivery partner to walk to the restaurant? Three, does a restaurant have a difficult pickup process for delivery partners. For when should we dispatch the delivery partner? Does the delivery partner have to wait for the food? Is the food waiting for the delivery partner? And then 5, did the delivery partner have trouble with a delivery? Then to continue on more with the logistics, here's a more picture-oriented way of looking at how Uber completely goes from the customer ordering through the servers and the processing, from the machine learning and the products to the restaurant, and then to the driver, and then back to the customer again. To look on to Uber Eats future. Uber Eats, they're moving on to grocery delivering service as well, kind of like known brands or known companies like Instacart and Shipt. Right now, they're beta testing in the United Kingdom, and just recently, on July 6th of 2020, they bought out Postmates for $2.65 billion. Uh, they're still running as a company, but they're going to be overwatched by Uber Eats. So there's a little bit less competition and a new team to be added, and a little bit more insight. So thanks for listening in. Here are my references that I have collected and researched, and I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.